Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, conversations worth having. I am your host, Ed Troxel, and if this is your first time joining, I want to give you a warm welcome. You're in for a treat. Today's episode will be short, so just FYI for all of you new and seasoned, today we're going to have a super short episode, so those of you who chime in late are going to come in late and be like, where's Ed? What happened to Ed? Where's he at today? I'm right here, on time, but we have some things that we have to get to today, so we're going to have a really short session today, but we're going to make the most of it. So I'm going to pop right in, hey Chrissy, and let you guys know, even if you're catching the replay, please let me know in the comments. Just say hey, and maybe who you are if we've never met before. Also, check out the comments later because I put in checkwithed.com. That is my landing page. That's where you can find all about the show. You can find out about the Hey Ed community, which, FYI, if you don't know about that, it is a great support group for business and tech and so much more. And prices do go up for new members starting June 1st. So you want to make sure you get in at the low price now. So FYI on that. Other things you'll find is free resources in terms of blog posts and how you can work with me one-on-one to help you with strategy. Social media strategy is a big one and helping with that engagement. So just letting you know there. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Tamika. Sorry. And I'm glad, Mickey, you got the feeling. I knew it, huh? You were like, Ed's going to show up on time, like always, but he's going to make it quick, short, and sweet today. So today we're going to probably end about 4:15. So like I said, it's going to be super short today. So we're going to jump right into it. So you can, of course, share, you can tag a friend, whatever, even if you're watching the replay. But we're going to jump right into a random news. Also, by the way, if this is your first time, this is a business talk show. You never know what you're going to get besides me and a good time, and the comments are always fun. I call that the after party, especially for after the show. So you're always going to have fun, and you're always going to learn something new, so just keep that in mind. So, random news. I'm going to go ahead and shift over to this image. Hopefully, if I hit the right, see, I got to hit the right keys. Hey, Mindy. So check this poster out, you guys. I saw this yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday when I was mentoring, judging senior projects at the high school. They actually had this up, and I thought it was hilarious. It says, because some of you are tuning in just via audio, so I'll read it for you. It says, teenagers, tired of being harassed by your stupid parents? Question mark. Act now! Exclamation mark. Move out. Get a job. Pay your own bills. Do it while you still know everything. How awesome is that? Having that as a marketing message and really just, I don't know, what do you guys feel about that? I thought that was pretty darn clever, and it's one of those things that, teenagers sometimes do want to do all of those things before they absolutely need to. So it's kind of like, all right, cool, go ahead, go get a job. Awesome. Go ahead, go pay your bills. You want off my insurance? Cool. Let's do it. Save me some money. By the way, I don't have kids, so I'm good right now. But it's just fun to have, right, Chrissy? Chrissy says that's fab. It's something different, and I love seeing posters and flyers and just marketing messages that are a little different like that because it makes it pop. Now, I'm curious, why are you guys all tuning in today? Because a lot of you are you're on the trigger right now, and I'm curious to know, is it because of the topic in terms of the title that I put? Or were you just like, hey, Ed, you showed up on my news feed for once, this is awesome. I'm curious to know, even if you're watching the replay, but mostly right now, live viewers, I'd like to know, because it's interesting to see the numbers so early on in the show boost, even though I didn't say anything earlier about how I was going to have a short show today. So, just making that point, because here's the thing. The reason I'm telling you is because this is stuff that you should be thinking of when you go live, right? Let's break this down for a second. How many of you guys are going live or will start going live? Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. With that note, you want to make sure that you are constantly testing and talking to your audience and asking questions and engaging with them, right? You gotta engage. You got to show up, which you're doing. You're delivering, so you're providing value, but then you got to engage as well. Mindy says, kids are occupied. Nice. Mickey says, I love that rule for my house anyways, when you get your house. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'm just curious, and I'm putting that out there, why so many popped on right away. Is it because Wednesday is just really good for you guys? Is it because it's just beautiful where you're at and you were bored? I don't know. Like, I want to ask that because it's important. Hey, Paula, happy Wednesday to you. And that's what you want to think about when you're going live with your audience. You want to ask them, hey, how did you find out about me? How did you come across my Facebook Live? Are you liking the content that I'm bringing to the table? What's one thing that stood out to you? All those are valid questions. You can answer one or any of those questions at any point in time during this show, of course. Tamika says, I always learn a lot when I watch your show, and I will start to go live on Instagram, maybe even Facebook. Sweet. I'm guessing because Instagram is your jam. That's like your main hub, I'm guessing. You can let us know in the comments. Chrissy says, my page and groups are going so well right now. And that's because you're going live a lot, Chrissy. I know that you're doing a lot of work there, which is awesome. Mindy says, a lot of the times I'm driving at this time, just happen to get home earlier. Sweet. See, and there is a great point, you guys. When you are consistent with your broadcasts and you have a set time, people who are attracted to you and want to learn from you are going to start shifting slowly, if possible, their schedule. And they're going to start showing up at that time because now they know. So let's break that down for a second before we get into today's content. And I'll try to keep this short because, like I said, I got to leave early. But when you think about it, when you show up and you come on live and perfect. Yeah, Instagram is where you spend the majority of your time. Okay, cool. That's good to know. And that's where you should start. Wherever you spend the most time, that's where you should start live streaming and seeing what happens and then test the waters elsewhere. So when you guys are going live, and especially if you're just starting out, it takes so much time to build an audience. If you get an audience like out of the gate, cool. Like you're doing something phenomenal, like above and beyond, and you really need to like figure out what you're doing to tie into that. But let's be real, chances are it's going to take a long time for you to develop your audience and really get people to keep showing up. And that's okay. Just know that going into the game here. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you start going consistently, whether that's once a week, once a day, whatever your schedule allows. Like, pick something and test it out and run with it. That's how I did this show. That's how I started. I just ran with it. But you also want to know what works for you and your audience. And then once you have that set up, so for instance, this show is Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and typically we'll go till 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but not all the time. As long as we're here on time and we show up and we deliver some content and we connect, we're good. So that is going to happen for sure at 4 p.m. And if not, then there's something going on. And so what has happened with my audience that I can see and we just saw with Mindy's example there is that we start slowly tweaking what we're doing in order to make time for that person. In this case, you're making time for me in your busy day to tune in to hear what I have to say. You could be doing so many other things, but you're taking time to listen to me. And I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you. It's a huge blessing, and I appreciate that. Chrissy says, I've been missing them recently because I'm shattered with my new launch. Yeah, and Chrissy's in the UK. So we have, by the way, for those who are new, we have UK viewers, we have US viewers, we have East Coast, West Coast. We're all over the board here, which is awesome. So keep that in mind when you're going live. You have the same type of people that are going to be tuning into your live at some point. They're going to be on different time zones, and you have to realize that. And that's why I always talk to my replay viewers. So if you're a replay viewer, I'm still talking to you, just like I'm still talking to my live viewers at this moment. So keep that in mind and start start implementing that into your going live strategy, because that's really going to help you. So let's talk about today's episode, because we got about 5 minutes or so, and I made it purposely short for this. I took this topic to make it really short for you guys because it was in Facebook's presentation yesterday. They had a big F8 concert, so if you haven't seen it, a concert, conference, and if you haven't seen it, I will say it is long, but there are some great ideas / things you can pull from it for anybody. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But what they were talking about, and I know I've seen this pop up both inside my community and elsewhere, and I just want to touch on it real quick, is that when Facebook Messenger launched, well, let me just say, Facebook Messenger recently launched how being able to embed the chat button into your website. Meaning, when you go to a website nowadays, you can see this on mine too, there's a little chat bubble in the lower right-hand corner, and that way you can click on that and kind of chat with me or whoever's on the other end if you go to other people's websites. So those are convenient, and so those have taken off. Well, now Facebook Messenger is like, okay, well, let's just jump in on that market too. It's a little complicated. And I did test it out a while back when it first came out. I haven't revisited it yet because here's what you have to think about. As you know, most of you, I'm big on the user experience, and we need to keep it simple. And not everyone is tech savvy. We have to also remember, not everyone is going to be on Facebook. So here's the big drawback for me, and which is why you don't see it on my website. Facebook Messenger, once you get it actually embedded on your website, which means placed on your website, you have to have a Facebook account. You have to have a Messenger account. So for me, I know that my users, my visitors who are coming to my website are not all going to be tech savvy. They're not all going to be on Facebook. So I can't have that on my website because now I've cut that connection with half my audience, if not more. Do you see where you have to think about that? So understand that it sounds great and it's cool that it's all tied together, but what's that user going to experience? And how are you going to connect with people that don't have Facebook Messenger? I have friends that are older and younger and at the same age as me, and they don't have Facebook or they don't have Messenger. So it's one of those things that I want you to pay attention, and I want you to really understand that you can jump on these awesome things and you know, keep an eye out. There might be tweaks coming, or maybe they implemented something that I missed in the recent mention of it. But as far as I know, you cannot use it unless you are tied to Facebook, which is a huge drawback for me and my customers. And that's what I want you to realize too is, yes, it's great, new technology, and you can jump on it and you're like, yes, awesome. And then you go do all the work to get it implemented, and then you're like, crickets. What happened? Well, people might be coming to your website, but they can't contact you because they don't have Facebook. And the only option you have on your website is a chat bubble through Facebook. See what I'm saying here? So keep your customers, keep your potential customers, your potential clients in mind whenever you are doing things, especially with your website. Also, of course, your projects and your services and all that. But especially when it comes to your website, you need to make sure that you keep them in mind and make it as easy as possible. Now, if you're thinking of what kind of chat bubble you might be able to easily implement, well, then you need to go to my website and check out the one I have. I'm not an affiliate for them, as far as I know, but it's called Drift, and it's very easy to implement. It on a WordPress website, and they have a free version as well as a paid version. I'm on the free version, and it's worked really great for me, and it just works. So keep that in mind. Man, that was good. We are at 4:14 p.m. my time. So I know this was super short, and I know you guys are hanging out, but I'm going to let you go. Before I do, just a quick recap. Keep in mind the user experience. Make sure that you're always checking the new technology, but asking yourself, pausing and asking yourself, is this right for my customers? Is this going to be easy to implement for them? Because yes, it may sound great, but is it going to be working for the other people on the other end? So keep that in mind. If you need anything else, you guys, pop into the comments, tag me, let me know. Otherwise, checkwithed.com is where you want to go next after this. And now I'm leaving you with some extra time, 45 minutes of extra time, so you can go explore the website, checkwithed.com, and go explore Hey Ed, because if you want to get in there, you better get in there soon before the pricing goes up for new members. So keep that in mind, and I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.